Okay, problems 41 and 42 work more with SOHCAHTOA. So, on this figure right here, we want to figure out what is the measure of angle A. I've got the opposite side and the adjacent side. That's tangent. So it tells me tangent of A is equal to 10/3. I've got to undo tangent, so I do tangent inverse of 10/3, and that answer would have been C. To find the height, to find this triangle, the area, I need to get 1/2 base times height. While my base is 13, I need to figure out what is the height. So I'm going to use this side here. Here's the height. This side, I got the hypotenuse of the right triangle. So I can do sine of 42 equals h over 10. Solving for h, I get h is equal to 6.691. Then I do 1/2 base times height, and I got 43.49. So that answer was A. Problem 43. Okay, this time is all about using the Pythagorean theorem. Got to read carefully. It says find the hypotenuse. So not finding x. I actually made that mistake when I was making my key up. Okay, remember, the two sides that are connected with the right angle, they are on the same side of the equation. So the sum of the two sides that are with the right angle is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So it's x squared plus 6 squared equals x plus 4 squared. Now be careful with this guy. You may want to do a little sub-problem. Do x plus 4 times x plus 4. Foil it out. You get x squared plus 4x plus 4x plus 16. So I know that this is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 16. Okay, we can subtract x squared from both sides, so those will go away. Subtract 16. I get 20 divided by 8, and we get 2.5. Now, if you're not careful and don't read the question, it says find the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is equal to x plus 4. That equals 6.5, so my answer was E. Okay, for this part, this is our special triangle. It's a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So opposite 30 is n, opposite 60 is n root 3, opposite 90 is 2n. We have 12 opposite the 90. So 2n equals 12, n equals 6. So if n equals 6, that's one of the sides. The other side is 6 root 3. Okay, problem 45, regular figures. Well, I'm going to try to figure out what the area is. So break it up so you have a triangle. I got to figure out what this angle is here. So I take 360 divided by 6, and I get 60. Then I've got to split this angle in half. That equals 30. So that's what I'm going to use. When I draw the height of this triangle in, that's going to break up this side into 2 equal pieces. That piece is 5. I need to figure out what this length is, x. So I've got tangent of 30 is 5 over x. Solving for x, I multiply by x, divide by tangent of 30, and you get about 8.66. Now I'm going to figure out the area of the triangle. So it's 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 10 times 8.66, that's 43.3. Then I'm going to have 6 of these triangles going around, so I multiplied it by 6, and I got 259.8. Okay, if the area of the circle, area is equal to pi r squared, so pi r squared equals 64 pi. Solving for r, divide both sides by pi, I get r squared is 64. Take the square root, I get r equals 8. But that's what is the circumference. That's 2 pi r. 2 pi r is going to equal 16 pi. Okay, question 47. When we work with arcs and we work with either sectors or arc lengths, there are fractions of our circle. So they gave us an arc length of 14 pi, but they want to know the area of the sector. Well, in order to do this problem, I need to figure out what the radius is first. I got to do a sub-problem. So I've got part of my circumference, so 70 over 360 is equal to the arc over the entire circumference, which is 2 pi r. Now you can reduce this. I'm going to cancel at least the pi's. And 10 goes into both these, makes it a little bit easier. Now at this point, I could even reduce further if I wanted to, but at this point, it's pretty easy to go from this point on. Just cross multiply. Get 14r equals 504, so r equals 36. Now I want to do pi r squared. So 70 over 360 is equal to the area over the entire figure. Now if you don't feel like reducing, you can still do it that way too. Cross multiply. You just get big numbers. So I get 90,720 pi is equal to 360x. Divide by 360 and I get 252 pi. On this one, we're going to be working with finding the area of the shaded region. So we have a rectangle and then 2 circles that are inside of it. So first of all, if this edge length here is 12, then this is going to be 12 plus 12, which is 24. The radius of my circle is going to be 6. So I'm going to take the rectangle minus 2 circles. So the rectangle is 24 times 12. Then I do 2 pi times 6 squared. That's what the area of those 2 circles are. And when you calculate these out, you get 61.8. Okay, problem 49. So we're going to use vertex form of the parabola. My vertex is at 2, -4. So that means it's been shifted to the right 2 and down 4. Basic equation for parabola has this format: a times x minus h squared plus k. We use the minus h because it's always this opposite of which way it's kind of going. So my vertex is at 2, -4. I've got a times x minus 2 squared minus 4. Then I'm going to plug in my point. It goes to the point 0, -2. So -2 is equal to a times 0 minus 2 squared minus 4. I got 4a minus 4. I'm going to add 4 and then divide by 4, and I get a equals 1/2. So I've got 1/2 x minus 2 squared minus 4. That was C. Okay, this last graph, I'm looking at transformation, and it's an absolute value graph, but all the answers were that way. It got shifted to the left 1 and up 2, and it's flipped over. So remember, work opposite. If we went to the negative side, it's going to be x plus 1. Then it's going to have a plus 2 on the outside. The flip means it's going to have a negative. So negative x plus 1 plus 2, the final answer was B. Okay, take advantage of the videos. Watch them several times, and then use them to study with before we have our final.